The Suburban Betrayal, Episode 3. The Web of Lies. The grand colonial-style mansion in Oak Ridge was glowing with expensive, warm designer lighting. It was Saturday night, and Chloe was throwing her massive, ultra-luxurious housewarming party to celebrate her stolen empire. She had invited all of her wealthy, superficial friends from the city, alongside several prominent suburban lifestyle influencers. The long asphalt driveway was packed with luxury vehicles, and inside, catering waiters in black ties were serving expensive French champagne. Chloe was floating around the crowded room in a brand new $3,000 designer dress, boasting loudly to everyone. She claimed that she and Derek had purchased this magnificent estate through sheer hard work and brilliant financial investing. She was live streaming the entire event on her TikTok channel, filming her guests laughing, drinking, and praising her perfect, wealthy life. She thought she was completely untouchable. Sitting on top of the world, she thought she had successfully erased my elderly mother and me from existence, leaving us to rot in that cheap motel room. But she had absolutely no idea that less than 2 miles away, inside that dark, cramped motel room, I was watching her entire party. I had bypassed her security and was streaming everything through her own high-definition, smart home security cameras. My fingers flew across my mechanical laptop keyboard, executing the final complex lines of a custom Python script. I had spent the last 48 hours perfecting this digital trap, and it was finally ready to snap shut. Beside me, my mother was resting peacefully in the motel bed, her breathing stable thanks to the quiet environment. Marcus, the senior state financial crimes investigator, was sitting on the edge of the second bed, drinking a cup of strong black coffee. He was staring intensely at my dual monitors, watching the live video feed of Chloe bragging on camera. "Are the official warrants signed, active, and ready to deploy, Marcus?" I asked, not taking my eyes off the code. Marcus nodded slowly, a cold, ruthless professional smile spreading across his face. "The grand jury reviewed the video of the elder abuse and the identity theft logs this afternoon," Marcus confirmed. "The judge signed the arrest warrants for grand larceny, systematic tax evasion, and major mortgage fraud exactly 2 hours ago. The Oak Ridge Sheriff and 4 state deputies are already staging their police vehicles down the street from your house, just waiting for your signal." "Perfect," I whispered, my heart pounding with a cold, vengeful satisfaction. "Let's give her a social media show she will never forget." I took a deep breath and pressed the enter key on my laptop, triggering the malicious script. Instantly, the high-speed fiber optic internet connection inside the colonial house cut out completely, dropping her live stream. The expensive smart lights throughout the entire mansion flashed bright neon red once, and then plunged the house into absolute pitch-black darkness. The loud luxury music died instantly, replaced by the confused gasps, murmurs, and panicked screams of Chloe's wealthy guests. Chloe panicked in the dark, shouting at Derek to get a flashlight, and checks the main breaker box in the garage. But before Derek could even move, the electronic smart locks on the front double doors clicked loudly, locking everyone inside the house. Then, my script forced the backup emergency lighting to kick in, flooding the grand living room with a harsh, blinding white light. It made everyone blink in extreme discomfort, stripping away the warm, elegant illusion of the party. Before Chloe could understand what was happening, the heavy wooden front doors were suddenly forced open with a loud, violent bang. The local sheriff and 4 state police detectives marched into the room, their faces grim, their badges gleaming under the harsh white lights. Chloe's wealthy friends gasped, stepping back in terror as the officers headed directly toward the center of the room. Chloe tried to put on her fake, charming smile, though her hands were shaking violently as she lowered her glass of champagne. "Officers, what is the meaning of this absolute disruption?" Chloe asked, her voice cracking with high-pitched panic. "There must be some mistake. We are hosting a private family event. My husband Derek and I legally own this entire property." The lead detective stepped forward, pulling a crisp, official legal document from his leather jacket pocket. "Chloe Vance, you are officially under arrest for first-degree grand larceny, identity theft, systematic state tax evasion, and mortgage fraud," the detective declared in a booming voice that echoed through the silent room. Chloe's face turned completely white, the expensive glass of champagne slipping from her fingers and shattering on the hardwood floor. "What? No, this is ridiculous. I am an influencer. I haven't done anything wrong," Chloe shrieked, her voice rising to a frantic, hysterical scream. "Derek, do something. Tell them who we are. Tell them we own this house." Derek stood completely frozen in the corner, his face filled with pure terror as a second deputy stepped behind him. The deputy grabbed Derek's arms, pulling them behind his back, and snapped heavy metal handcuffs onto his wrists. "Derek Vance, you are also being detained as a primary co-conspirator to real estate fraud, financial forgery, and elder abuse," the deputy said coldly. Chloe began to wildly struggle as the lead detective grabbed her arms, pulling them behind her back to click the handcuffs into place. Her expensive designer dress tore slightly at the shoulder, and her oversized sunglasses fell to the floor, being crushed under the heavy boots of the officers. Her influencer friends pulled out their smartphones, but they weren't filming a beautiful lifestyle story for her anymore. They were filming her spectacular, humiliating, and permanent criminal downfall, broadcasting it to the world. Right at that exact moment of absolute chaos, I walked through the front door of my house. I was wearing a simple black jacket holding my glowing laptop in one hand and an official court injunction paper in the other. Chloe looked at me, her eyes bulging with pure, unadulterated rage as she realized exactly who had destroyed her life. You did this to me, Leo," Chloe screamed, spit flying from her mouth as she tried to violently lunge at me. But the detective held her firmly. "You broke into our system. You set us up. This house belongs to us. Your mother signed it over legally." I walked up to her, looking down into her panicked, ugly face with absolute, freezing calmness. "The corrupt notary public you used to forge those transfer documents was arrested 3 hours ago in the city, Chloe," I said softly, my voice cutting through her screams. "He broke under pressure and confessed to everything. The state prosecution has the crystal clear video footage of you drugging my mother and forcing her to sign that deed. The bank has also frozen your fraudulent merchant accounts, and federal investigators are tracking your counterfeit boutique store as we speak." I turned away from her, facing the remaining terrified guests in the room, and raised the court injunction. "This is an official emergency asset protection order," I announced loudly. "The deed transfer has been legally voided by the state court due to fraud and severe elder abuse. The property has been returned to its rightful legal owner, Evelyn Vance. This party is officially over. Everyone who does not legally live here needs to vacate the premises immediately, or you will be arrested for criminal trespassing." Within less than 5 minutes, the entire colonial house was completely empty. Chloe's rich friends fled into the cold winter night, desperate to escape the massive criminal scandal. They left behind nothing but spilled champagne, expensive trash, and half-eaten catering food. I stood alone on the wraparound porch, watching the flashing red and blue lights of the police cruisers disappear down the quiet suburban street. They were carrying my golden child brother and his toxic wife away in heavy iron cages. The intense battle for the house was finally won, but the ultimate legal punishment for Chloe was just beginning. Chloe's perfect suburban lifestyle has collapsed into a nightmare of handcuffs, police sirens, and federal fraud charges. She tried to steal a mother's dream, and now she is going to pay the ultimate price. What will happen to Derek and Chloe when they face the judge in a court of law? Will Chloe try to blame everything on my brother to save herself, or will they turn on each other? And how will Leo restore his mother's beautiful, peaceful life in Oak Ridge after such a devastating betrayal? The grand finale is up next in episode 4, and it is going to be the most satisfying conclusion you have ever seen. If you loved seeing Chloe get exposed in front of all her rich friends, smash that like button right now. Make sure to subscribe to Littell's All and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the final episode. Leave a comment below with the word justice if you are happy Chloe got caught. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the finale.